Welcome. Today we're going to look at 7 ways Zanu-PF can be part of the solution in Zimbabwe. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. My name is Ndumi, and I'm an African who's got a passion to see Africa become all that God has intended it to be. Today's video is a follow-up on the 7 reasons why Zanu-PF is partly to blame for the situation that Zimbabwe is in. If you haven't watched that one, please click there and watch it after this one. This video is very contentious, so I hope that people understand that I'm not coming across as attacking. I only want what's best for Zimbabwe. That's why I want to share not just problems, but also solutions. I love Zimbabwe and I want peace, progress, and prosperity for the nation. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Number 1, it should reform its philosophy. As I discussed in my previous video, Zanu-PF has a communist philosophy. They need to reform and move from a communist philosophy to a more capitalist philosophy. This is the only way to build a bigger nation and to build a bigger economy. People need to be released to build businesses and to make the Zimbabwean pie bigger. If you look at Germany, Germany is a world superpower with big names such as Siemens, Volkswagen Group, and so many other big corporate names. But if you look at the economy, 60% of the economy is run by SMEs, of which the SMEs bring in 50% of the income of the nation. By focusing on SMEs and building smaller businesses, we can actually build the economy much bigger than it is just today. Entrepreneurs come with ideas, and businesses that start as SMEs can be the global corporations of years to come. Instead of focusing on ease of doing business for investors, Zanu-PF should look at making it easier for SMEs to do business in Zimbabwe. This will not only grow the economy, but SMEs will keep the money in the country too and not want to repatriate it like other investors would. Number 2, reduce barriers of entry into leadership. What I mean by this is that Zanu-PF should look at having younger and brighter leaders rise up within their midst. This also includes the empowering of women. The good thing with young people is that they've got ambition and they've got drive and the things that they want to achieve and do. And they also think outside of the box because they are not stuck in their ways. They might actually have ideas that can take the party further. If we take a look at New Zealand, the Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, is 40 years old. She became Prime Minister of New Zealand when she was just 37 years old. However, if we look at her right now, she's a rising global leader. Not only has she managed to reduce cases of COVID-19 in New Zealand, even though cases are now starting to rise up again, but she has been instrumental in reducing child poverty in New Zealand. You can see how she also handled the crisis well after the Christchurch mosque shootings. She is a rising leader, and she's only 40 years old. Imagine what impact she'll have over the years to come. On this note, with other global leaders, you'll find that the Prime Minister of Austria is 33 years old. The Prime Minister of Finland is 34 years old. The President of El Salvador is 39 years old. This is the new face of leadership, and young people with the drive can do it. The old adage of children should be seen and not heard should be swept away. Zanu-PF needs to identify these leaders within their ranks and nurture them and let them grow. What do we do with the older generation? They should sit back and relax, and while the young people steam ahead and push the party forward. Number 3, they need to let go of the past. Most of the leaders mentioned in the point previously were not even born when Zimbabwe gained independence in 1980. The time has come to move on. As long as we're blaming people for things that happened in the past, then it's very difficult for us to progress as a nation. This also includes the complaining about colonialism and the effects thereof. We need to move on and we need to do bigger and better things. I'm going to do a video in the future about colonialism and its effects on Africa and what we should do regarding reparations. So make sure you subscribe. Continuing on that point, we need to stop focusing on war credentials. In 1980, it might have been important for leaders to have wartime credentials, but this is 40 years later. The heroes that brought us out of colonialism need to rest and relax, while the younger generation does their job and takes that position in moving the country forward. Number 4, corruption should end. I don't even know where to start with that. All I'll say is that corruption has no blessing with it. Corruption needs to be ended. Number 5, observe people's rights. In Zimbabwe, there should be no more treating other Zimbabweans like the enemy. We want all people to enjoy the freedoms that people died for in the War of Liberation. So we want no more arrest of journalists, no more arrest of political activists or opposition parties. We don't want our population to be brutalized anymore by the forces that are meant to be protecting us. I am concerned even personally, as an unaffiliated citizen speaking their views, that this view might be seen as hostile. But I am a citizen who just loves this country and wants to see this country progress. We need to get used to having freedom of speech. And freedom of speech sometimes means listening to things that you might not want to hear. But it's okay, because as I've said in previous videos, iron sharpens iron. So sometimes your worst critics are the ones that will give you the ideas to progress further. So we need to allow for those freedoms to be fostered in Zimbabwe. And I like to say this all the time. Just because we don't agree does not make me your enemy. And that is the number one place where we have to start. Just because we don't agree on certain things does not make me or anyone else your enemy. Number 6, become the people's party again. Focus on the people, and not just your people, but all people. Not just when it's election time, but do it all the time. People just want to be heard. They want their basic needs met, and they want to achieve their aspirations and goals as human beings. This is a hint for the ruling party and all political parties out there. The people will vote for whoever can provide that for them. So bring back basic service delivery, water, electricity, healthcare, fuel, education. These should not be prayer requests. They should be a standard in which all human beings in Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe should have, irregardless, or should I say, regardless. And when you look after the basic needs of the people, then they can aspire to do great things for the nation and for themselves going forward. When people trust that you have the nation's best interests at heart, then the nation can grow and it can thrive. And number 7, tap into the diaspora. This is Zimbabwe's secret weapon, but we can only see it realized if we observe the other 6 points above. If you look at the way an economy works, a key population is the middle class or the working class. With 4 million Zimbabweans in the diaspora, even if you were to bring a percentage of them back, that would boost the economy of Zimbabwe almost overnight. Population numbers are actually a key factor for growing the economy. So the more of the 4 million people we can bring back into Zimbabwe, we can be productive, we can produce and spend money, the greater the potential of the growth of the Zimbabwean economy. And as they come back, we'll see growth in multiple sectors. We also need to remember that the people in the diaspora have got a lot of experience and technical expertise that would help the country grow. They've worked for large corporations, doing big things in other people's countries. So if we get them to come home, then the country can be great once again. Another thing with the people from the diaspora is that they have disposable income and or wealth. The key with this is that instead of looking for investors, looking east, looking west, looking north and south, let's just look at home. Let's reach out to our people out there in the diaspora who can be investors in their own land, in their own country, in their own home. That is the key to growing Zimbabwe. Question of the day: what other reforms should Zanu-PF engage in? Please leave your comments down below and I'll make sure to respond to all of them. In closing, we all want to see Zimbabwe be the best that it can be. And we believe that even the ruling party, if it were to reform, if it was to, in the sense of the word, repent, change its mind, change its direction, then Zimbabwe could really thrive and be the country that we can all be proud of, and a country that can service the world. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please share and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Take care.